back to his room. Miss M, primary nurse to patient A, entered his room at 05:33. Miss Brooks pushed a linen hamper towards patient A's room and entered at around the same time. By 05:35, all 4 nurses were in patient A's room. Over approximately the next 20 minutes, the 4 nurses went in and out of patient A's room with fresh laundry hampers, soiled linen bins, and a supply cart. The interactions between the accused and her colleagues during this time were not recorded on video because there was no video camera in the patient's room. At some point during this 20-minute window, Miss P and Miss L procured 1 or more fresh blankets to keep the body warm. The accused admits that the collective intention was to make it appear that patient A died in bed or more recently than the member and her colleagues suspected. Ms. M documented the following entry in patient A's chart on June 10, 2018. She documented the time at 05:15, noted he was sound sleeping back to bed, had large BM, 3 staff, vital signs, temp 35.4. Noted vital sign was absent at 05:20. No respirations, pupil fixed, and he is in bed at present of charting. Doctor on call by RN to inform at 05:50. This documentation was inaccurate. Patient A remained restrained in the Brada chair in the dining room from 23:59 until Miss P wheeled him out of the dining room at 05:30. He was not in bed at 05:15 as Miss M's charting indicates. The accused admits and acknowledged that she failed to document any information about patient A's death and or to ensure that Miss M's documentation was accurate. The facility was unable to determine the correct time of patient A's death due to the conduct of the member and her colleagues. Now let's talk about the CNO's findings and their penalties. College Counsel submitted that the joint submission on order of an undertaking by the member for the accused permanent resignation as a member of the college effective November 1st, 2021. The undertaking includes the accused commitment not to apply for membership with the college as a registered nurse or registered practical nurse at any time in the future. College Counsel submitted that Ms. Brooks breached her obligations to patient A, the facility, and the legislative requirements that restraints be minimized and only used once everything else has been exhausted. The member did none of these and applied restraints to a highly vulnerable patient without assessment, need, or a physician's order. College Counsel submitted that patient A was found dead in his chair 5.5 hours later. He died alone, restrained to his chair, and added no one should have to die this way. College Counsel submitted that the member failed to provide treatment, dignity, and respect to patient A. College Counsel submitted that Ms. Brooks failed to keep records as required as she falsified and misled the facility during its investigations, denying any interactions or responsibility in patient A's care. The member denied assisting her colleagues in putting patient A back in bed and covering him with blankets to make the death appear more recent than it was. Lastly, College Counsel submitted that Ms. Brooks failed to provide patient B with care and falsified her own patient records reporting that the patient fell asleep and was in bed when she was not. Ms. Brooks further lied and withheld information during initial facility investigations, which further impeded the CNO investigation and resulting penalties, further denying and delaying justice in truth for patient A.